So they've started now. They've started now, and they started with her salary. They started now with the gender pay gap, okay? This is where they started with, because they know this won't work. But they have to start here. They have to try it. Every 3 months, if you haven't noticed, pay attention to this. Every 3 months, somebody says, the gender pay gap, you guys, but the women, they're paid less they're paid their due penance fewer times than the male counterparts for the exact same jobs. Obviously not true. Women know this, men know this, economists know this. Caitlin Clark's salary, notice these are opinion pieces. They all will be. Caitlin Clark's salary shows that WNBA players deserve more money. They do not, of course. $76,000 a year is what she's making. And of course, she's going to make millions more. But $76,000 a year is what she's making as a rookie in the WNBA. She was drafted. And we can scroll down and we can find out how much they're getting paid for the rest of the league. Sorry about that. Her first round pick helped drive a 304% increase in viewership for the WNBA draft this week, shattering previous rating records with 2.46 million. And I don't know why the title was like this about her salary and the WNBA deserving higher salaries, but they go on to say comparing what NBA players make to WNBA players is like comparing apples to tractor trailer parts. The name of the game is revenue. The men's game gets much more of it. WNBA has a contract worth $60 million. The NBA's is worth $2.7 billion. Okay? Then we ship on over. How much is the average salary? She's not even making the average because she's a rookie. The league's minimum salary is $62,000. The maximum is capped at $235,000. The average salary is $113,000 per year. Now, I don't know what the rookie maximum is, but if they are indeed paying her lower than the rookie max, it is because they know the other players are going to rage. They're going to rage for the very reason that we're about to show you. She is making so much more money than them already. These were her offers for endorsement deals. Puma $3 million, Under Armour 4 times 4, $16 million, Adidas 4 years for $6 million total, and then Nike $28 million over 8 years, which actually comes out to less than the Under Armour deal, but 8 years is a lot longer to be on everybody's radar, obviously. So she's going to be making, upwards of $10 million a year, I'm guessing, out of endorsements and content and everything. She could start a YouTube channel. She could start hawking things on Instagram. Whatever she wants, right? Probably around $10 million a year. But what she is not is one of the crybabies that they want in the WNBA. Now, I don't even dislike this Angel Reese girl, but I just want to show you what she's up against. The WNBA is a league that nobody watches, and it's a league that is ripe for the activism's taking. The left-wing journalist activist is going to take everything they can from the WNBA, extract it like a bee with pollen, twist it around, and say, I care about women, all while just using it for their own benefit. The WNBA is about to have at least 2 new girls who have a big following on there and are pretty good at basketball. Caitlin Clark being the best. Angel Reese is good, but she's not the best. And they're going to take this and they're going to extract it for all it's worth, the activists and the journalists are. They're going to suck it dry. Not because they like basketball, not because they care about women's sports, because they see an opportunity to, crush a male-centric society as they see it, and to crush Caitlin Clark because she's a white girl in a predominantly black space. That's the reality of what's going to happen. And the reason why they're going after her, and we're about to see why after this, these are the type of players she's up against. Let's actually go to the article first. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. On this article, I predicted it would happen. The racism game is coming out. The Caitlin Clark effect and the uncomfortable truth behind it, you guys. From The Athletic. This is not a paywall article, so don't come at me, bro. It's not surprising that corporations are lining up for fans along arena railings to get Caitlin Clark's autograph. The former Iowa Star's transcendent talent, who has proven she is as proficient at breaking viewership records as scoring marks, drawing capacity crowds at home and on the road, and even attracting 17,000 spectators to an open practice during Final Four weekend. Her WNBA jersey sold out within hours of her being drafted. Multiple teams have moved upcoming games to large venues to accommodate unprecedented demand for the Fever games. Whatever team that is, the Indiana Fever. So all great things. I showed you the endorsements, but no, that's not what we're going to talk about. That being said, says the author, we should not delude ourselves into believing her appeal as an influencer is based solely on basketball, because it's not. Arguing otherwise is affront to history and reality. Clark's attractiveness to local companies and national corporations is heightened by the fact that she is a white woman who has dominated a sport that's viewed as predominantly black. A straight woman who is joining a league with a lot of LGBTQ plus player population. And a person who comes from America's heartland where residents often feel their beliefs and values are ignored or disrespected by the geographical edges of the country. I told you. And this is written by a black man named Jim Trotter. He sucks. I'm going to go ahead and say it. His pin tweet is about the NFL's commitment to diversity. It extends beyond the sideline and front office, but the numbers in the newsroom. Oh my God, the racism in the NFL is unbelievable. He says about this girl who just clearly wants to play basketball. Now he goes and he says there, of course, she's a great player. She draws attendance. She gets numbers. They've sold out her jersey. But actually, you guys, it's because she's white. I mean, there have been white players in the WNBA before. How come they didn't get everything? This guy goes out and he says, you know, she's a great player. She breaks records. She breaks attendance records. She breaks sales records. They have to move the venues to accommodate the demand for her games. But it's because she's white, you guys. Not because she scored the most points of all time in U.S. college basketball. It's not like we're talking about some supermodel here. No shade to her. She's a regular girl. That kind of sounds mean as well. But like she's not selling sex. Let's go with that. And they're saying it's because of her race. And this is what it will continue to be because weirdos like this want to make it about that. They want to make it about that because she's not playing the game. She clearly is one of these basketball nerds, right? Sidney Crosby, hockey nerd. Messi, football nerd. These people who just put their head down, they get really, really, really good at a sport, and they make it big time. They're not flashy. Michael Jordan was never a guy out in the media. He did the commercials and everything, but he was never the guy who's just like, you know what I mean? He did like thousands of shots per day, for example. Steph Curry is another example, right? These aren't people who are just like, these aren't Dennis Rodmans. These aren't, Aaron Rodgerses. Hard to say that. Caitlin Clark is a basketball nerd through and through. You can tell. Okay? They're going after her because she isn't playing the game and because they have to. The players in the WNBA, the journalists, they can't take it. They can't take that they're the racist ones, right? It's really weird. This girl's so good at basketball. She's selling out tickets, but we can't. This is because she's white, actually, you guys. That's weird. That's crazy person thinking. It's because she's not doing what they want her to do. She's not crying about sexism. She's not crying about racism. That's what they want, and that's what they wanted to get out of this other girl, Angel Reese. Now, listen to what Angel Reese said, and we're going to talk about her and the girl sitting next to her.
I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And I just try to stand strong for my teammates because I don't want them to see me down and, like, not be there for them. So I just want them to always just know, like, I'm still a human. Like, all this has happened since I won the national championship, and I said the other day, I haven't had peace since then. And it sucks, but I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything, and I would still sit here and say, like, I'm unapologetically me. I'm going to always leave that mark and be who I am and stand on that. And hopefully the little girls that look up to me, and hopefully I give them some type of inspiration that, hopefully it's not this hard and all the things that come at you, but keep being who you are. Keep waking up every day. Keep being motivated, staying who you are, staying 10 toes, don't back down, and just be confident.
So this is the type of girl they want, right? She also got drafted into the WNBA. She is playing a victim. She's giving, empty platitudes. She said she was sexualized, This is a girl who's involved in many fights in basketball. And we talk about her being sexualized. I mean, this is what the girl was in Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. So this isn't just exactly like, people are just photoshopping or doing AI of her photos. She literally went out there and just like, let me take photos in my swimsuit for all to see. This is the only purpose for the magazine, right? We can go ahead and take a look at her Instagram. Here's a picture of my butt, you guys. This is her picture, and I don't even dislike this girl. She's not even like, in terms of woke personalities, she's not even that bad. We have to remember, these people are in their early 20s, these girls. But this is what they want. And they want you to cry for Angel Reese, and they want you to cry for her teammate who said, and this is the girl's teammate who stood up for her and says, you guys are bullying Angel. You're being so mean to her. You guys, she has it so hard. She's so strong. And then she cries 5 seconds later. These are the girls that they want. They want these girls who will pose in skimpy photos and cry that they're victims and say the system's against them, the sexism and everything. Meanwhile, they're starting fights and they're shit-talking people all the time. This is who they want. But they're not getting it out of Caitlin Clark. She just wants to play basketball. And, this is an opportunity for them to do the whole gender pay gap thing, the black-white thing. The WNBA is so amazing. You should be going to see it, even though you never wanted to before. We're over this. Everybody's over this. Nobody gives a hoot about your race games, about your gender pay gap complaints. These people aren't going to be there for you, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. They're not going to be there for you. And, if Ronda Rousey was telling the truth, she'd have a point. It should be these girls talking about it. It should be Angel Reese saying, you know what, I was able to sit up there and say I've been sexualized, and none of you people pointed out that I was in a Sports Illustrated swimsuit. It's going to be a close friend of hers, or a father figure, or an aunt, or a mother, or a sister who's got to say, you're sounding silly here. You're posting pictures of yourself in a bikini online, and then you're saying I've been sexualized. You're saying you just want the little girls to look up to you, and you're starting fights on the court. Like, somebody needs to say this to her. Caitlin Clark should come out and be like, you guys, as soon as I got signed, you're like, how come she's getting paid more than the gay black players? And how come she's being celebrated because she's white? Like, this is what this girl needs to do. I mean, you give it a few years, you make some money first, right? But, these people aren't going to be here for you. I'm not going to be here for you. And I support you. Think about the people who just want to make money off of you are going to do. So I hope that Caitlin Clark goes in there. I hope she dominates them. I hope she wipes the floor with everybody in the WNBA, and then I hope they continue to call her racist just for the sheer fact that she can see that they were never on her side, that they were never there to support women, they were never there to say, you're breaking glass ceilings, just so she can see, and I don't mean this in a negative way towards her, just so she can come to the realization, and maybe she already has, that this is all empty platitudes. I hope Angel Reese sees that too. And for this guy to be like, oh, look at all her stats she's making, but it's only because of her race. Shut up. Shut up. Nobody cares. Like, this is such a tired viewpoint. It's so boring. This guy gets to cover, like, the NBA finals and shit like that. He gets to go to the NFL draft, and you're going, blah, the race. Oh. That's what it sounds like to me, and I know that's what it sounds like to you at this point now. I'm so marginalized, and marginalized communities, and underrepresented, and representation matters. We're all so over it. Nobody cares. It's fake and it's lame. Put a chick in it, make it lame and gay, as Cartman says.
Turn it up, Jordan.